Good afternoon, everyone. Today we will be discussing about horizontally launched projectile. So this is a supplementary material on your discussion with Mom Ellen about this topic a day ago. So what are horizontally launched projectile? So based on this GIF, you could see that these coins are being pushed forward or horizontally by the finger of this man. So that tells us that these coins, our projectile, are actually launched horizontally. Okay, so this is what horizontally launched projectile means. Instead of what do you call that, lifting or subjecting these coins going upward, it didn't. Instead, it just simply pushed it forward in a horizontal motion. So this tells us that these projectiles are launched horizontally. So if you could see, this horizontally launched projectile has two motions in it. That's why this projectile is actually, or the projectile motion is actually termed as a 2D motion because it has two motions. One is its horizontal motion because if you can see, the initial position of the coin is here, and with respect to its initial position, the coin now are already in this part. So basically, it moves sidewards or horizontally. And it's not just a horizontal motion that it has. It is also affected by the force of gravity. That's the reason why these coins also fell downward. And that downward motion is the vertical motion. Thus, later on, although these projectiles are launched horizontally, just moved forward or in a horizontal direction, still we're going to look for the Y or the vertical component, and we also have to look for the X component or the horizontal component of this projectile. All right. So before we proceed to the problem solving part, let me acquaint you with the essential concepts about the vertical motion of that horizontally launched projectile or its Y component. If you can see in our GIF a while ago, the coin fell downwards. That downward motion is the vertical component. And the reason why it fell downwards is because of the force acting upon it, and that is the force of gravity. So the gravity or the force of gravity here is symbolized by letter G, A of Y or A subscript Y or A subscript G. If you recall, Ma'am Ellen taught you about this symbol, am I right? But for the purpose of this presentation and for the continuity purposes, for you to easily remember that, okay, this refers to Y component. So we're going to follow this symbol, which is A subscript Y, for the acceleration due to gravity that is constant. It is always 9.8 meter per second squared. It has negative here because it tells us that it is in downward motion or going downwards. All right. Again, the acceleration due to gravity or A of y is 9.8 meters per second squared. May squared siya. Kay kung meter per second lang na, that will be velocity. But since we are talking about acceleration here, it is the meter per second squared. Now, remember that vertical velocity is not constant. It is not the same all throughout. Why? Because if the object is from a high elevated area falling downwards, its velocity changes. Initially on top, since it is not moving Anything that is not moving, there's no motion in it. There's no velocity either in it. That's why the velocity, initial vertical velocity of a moving object directed downwards is always 0. And as it goes downwards, its vertical velocity increases. Naga-taas siya, naga-increase because the object is being affected by the force of gravity. That's why nagataas siya. So, amo nang ginahambal ko sa inyo ha. If a projectile is moving in downward motion, its initial vertical velocity or initial vertical velocity is always 0 because it's not moving at that time. Ara pa lang siya sa babaw, no motion, no velocity. Now, we call the vertical distance as the height. And this height is symbolized by d subscript y. So, ano ng vertical distance? That's the distance from where the projectile is initially until it lands on the ground or on the floor. So, that is the height of our projectile. So, please recall, for the vertical component, remember these concepts. We have acceleration due to gravity. It is always constant and it is always 9.8 meters per second squared. And the d of y is the height, and our initial vertical velocity is always 0 meters per second because again, initially on top, it is not moving. There's no velocity yet. For the horizontal motion or the x component, we take note that we neglect here the air resistance. So basically, the initial horizontal velocity is constant, okay? And the horizontal velocity is symbolized by v subscript x. So the x here tells us that this is in horizontal motion. And horizontal acceleration is 0. Why is this 0? Because as mentioned, if the horizontal velocity is constant, it is the same all throughout. There's no acceleration because there is no change in velocity. That's why the acceleration here is 0. Next, we call the horizontal distance as the range, and it is symbolized by d of x. For us to understand further the concept about the motion of a horizontally launched projectile, let's have this illustration. As you can see, this horizontally launched projectile moves in two directions, horizontally and vertically going downwards. Now take a look at the digits here. If you can see, the horizontal velocity is constant. It's not changing. It's always 100 meters per second. But as time passes by, the object goes downward. It is being affected by the force of gravity. That's the reason why its vertical velocity also increases. Di rin nyo makita nga tuod gid man gali. The vertical velocity is not constant. It is changing as it goes downwards because of the force of gravity. So, to visualize, what do we mean by that height or the d of y? So that is the vertical distance that is being traveled by the projectile. So from here, initially abi ang projectile ta, the ball is being moved or launched horizontally. It moves sidewards to the tip of the table, going downwards until here. So what happened? So from this part, initially, until the level kung diin asta ang bulan nagtupa, that is our height. So from here, going on this area, kung diin nahulog ang aton nga bola, that's the height. And of course, this actually tells us the height of the table or the elevation kung diin nagahalin ang aton nga projectile. So that is the height or symbolized by D subscript Y. Now we have the range or the horizontal distance that is being traveled by the projectile. So the side movement of the projectile in respect to its original position, diri saya nagtupa ayon. So from here to here, this is the range or the horizontal distance, which is symbolized by d of x. Now we also have the horizontal velocity or the v of x, which is constant. Pareho kang gina, no? V of x is constant because we neglect here the air resistance. And our V of y, here, the downward motion, it changes from time to time because again, it is affected by the force of gravity. But initially, the VIY or the initial vertical velocity is 0 because it is not moving, no motion in it. That is why. Alright, so let's proceed. Here are the formula or the formulae that you have to remember. For the vertical motion, you have 4. If you are asked to get the time, this is the formula that you're going to use. If you're asked to get the height or the vertical distance, if you're asked to get the vertical velocity, you either use this formula if ara ang acceleration due to gravity and value sang time. Pero kung wala time, pero may ara siya value sang aton nga height, then you may opt to use this formula for or in computation of the vertical velocity. And for our horizontal motion, you have here 3 formula that you have to remember. The range, to get it, simply multiply initial horizontal velocity with the time. To look for the initial horizontal velocity, simply divide the range with the time. And if you are asked to get for the time, then simply divide the distance or the range with its initial horizontal velocity. So another things to remember for the vertical motion, it always have a value for acceleration due to gravity, which is 9.8 meters per second squared, and the initial vertical velocity, which is 0 meters per second squared. Again, because initially, ara sa ibabaw ang object, it's not moving, thus its initial vertical velocity is 0. So, our VIY is the initial vertical velocity, final vertical velocity, the time of flight, the y or vertical distance or the height. Again, d of y is the height. Acceleration due to gravity, it's constant, 9.8 meters per second squared. For the horizontal motion, this is the horizontal distance or the range. This is the initial horizontal velocity, the time of flight. Now let's try to solve this problem following those formula later on. Okay, a pool ball leaves a 0.60 meter high table. So this is the height of the pool table. It's 0.60 meter. And the ball here will have an initial horizontal velocity of 2.4 meter per second. So you are asked to predict the time. Before that, this is the movement of our ball as it has the initial horizontal velocity, which is 2.4 meters per second. So first thing that you are going to compute is the time required for the pool ball to fall to the ground. So that's the first one. The vertical component, as it requires the time falling to the ground, vertical. And the second one is the horizontal distance or the range between the table's edge and the landing position or location of the pool ball. So, amo ni ang aton nga isolve, no? To do that, let's identify the given for each of the component. Hala, ma'am, nga may duha ko component. Amo nang ginklaro ko sa inyo kagina. Horizontally launched projectiles are projectiles moving in two directions, horizontally, which is the x component, and vertically, which is the vertical or y component. So that's why kuhaon tagid siya isa-isa. So ano ang first nga y component given ta diri? It's the height of the table or the d of y. The vertical distance of the pool ball to its final position on the ground. Halin dire going downwards. So that's the d of y or the height, 0.60 meter. Next, although wala diriya sa example or sa problem, it is understood that since this is a y component, the object here goes downward, it is affected by the force of gravity, thus it accelerates with, it has an acceleration due to gravity constant that is 9.8 meters per second squared. And again, since the object is from the top going downwards, initially, it has an initial vertical velocity of 0 meters per second because initially, sang ara pa siya sa baba, wala pa siya gahulag, 0 motion. No velocity, 0 meters per second. And of course, another thing that we're going to write in the y component is ang una nga ginapangayo, which is the time for the pool ball to fall to the ground. So that is the y component. We have 4 of them. Now let's proceed to the x component. So, ginhambal diri that the pool ball will leave the table with an initial horizontal velocity of 2.4 meters per second. And you are asked to identify the horizontal distance or the range. So that's why question mark. And kung nakita nyo kanina, if you recall, sa mga formula ta sa horizontal component, dapat may ara kaya given nga duwa ka bilog or else hindi mo yung ma-solve si d of x. Dapat ara si initial horizontal velocity kag ara man si time. Do not worry kay kung pilang sabat mo nga time diri karon, amo man na si x component. Kay nga ang pag-travel sang pool ball, ang time component, ya the same lang man, wala man nagalain-lain. That's why, kung pilang sabat di karon, amon man na ang i-substitute ta diri. So, let's have our equation. First, from the y component. So, ang una nga ginapangayo is the time in y component. So, kadto kita diri sa aton nga formula kagina, vertical component, if you can see, for you to get the time, you simply follow this formula. T is equal to square root of 2 dy over ay. Okay, so let's solve for that following that formula. Okay, copy square root of, you copy the 2 because this is constant in the formula, and multiply it with the value of the height or the d of y in the y component, which is 0.60 meters, divided by the value of the acceleration due to gravity, which is constant, and that is 9.8 meters per second squared. So, the next thing to do is we're going to resolve these parentheses here. So, we simply multiply 2 with 0.60. And that gives us 1.2 meter here. All right. So square root of 1.2 meter divided by 9.8 meters per second squared. In this case, we can eliminate like units, meter and meter, because one is found in numerator and another is in denominator. So cancel out na siya, no? Now, let's proceed. Let's get the divisor of 1.2 divided by 9.8. Pila na siya? It gives us 0.1222 and so on and so forth. So this is still square root of 0.122222, and then we are left with s squared. Now, to get its square root, simply click this on your calculator, the square root icon or the button. So the final answer here is 0.35 seconds. All right. Nga 0.35 because we rounded off to 2 decimal places. And nga seconds na lang, kay square root of s squared is s. So that is our time. And we can now substitute that here in the value of the x component. Therefore, the time required for the pool ball to fall to the ground is 0.35 seconds. We have already answered the question number 1. Now let's proceed to the second question. Let's solve for the x component, or the horizontal distance, or the range. And if you recall, in the list of formula for horizontal component, to get the range, you just simply use this formula, multiply the initial horizontal velocity with the time. So, our initial horizontal velocity here is 2.4 meters per second. You multiply it with the value of the time, which is 0.35 seconds. And that gives us 0.84 meter, the unit for distance. Nga wala na seconds. It's cancelled out because one unit is in numerator and the other one is found in denominator. Thus, the horizontal distance between the table's edge and the ball's landing location is 0.84 meters. So I hope this is clear to you. Now let's have another example. Okay. A soccer ball is kicked horizontally of a 22 meter high hill with a distance of 35 meters from the edge of the hill. So sang gin-kick ang ball, amo na ni ang movement sang bola. It landed in this area, and the distance from the edge of the hill is 35 meters. So this is the range. You also have the height, which is 22.0 meters. You are asked to determine the time and the initial horizontal velocity of the soccer ball. Although you knew that the soccer ball receives a force from this soccer player, but you do not know the initial horizontal velocity. So that is what we're going to find out. So let's identify the given. For the y component, of course, it already told us about the height of it. So the height, which is 22 meters. Next, the constant, kay vertical na siya nga component, it is affected by the force of gravity. It will always have an acceleration due to gravity, which is 9.8 meters per second squared. Another is that since the object is from the elevated position, Initially, ara siya sa ibabaw, wala pa siya nagahulag, there's no vertical motion yet, thus, its initial vertical velocity is 0 meters per second. So, constant niyang duwa ha, si A of Y, bisan pa nga wala na siya sa problem, basta Y component, there will always be acceleration due to gravity and initial vertical velocity, which is always equal to 0. And of course, we're going to find out the time it takes for the soccer ball to fall to the ground. Still, Y component. For the X component, it has here, or you are asked to identify the initial horizontal velocity, that's question mark. And you also have here the range, or the distance from where the ball landed to its initial, with respect to its initial position. So that's 35 meters. And for the time, kung anong sabat karon sa Y component, amo man ang ibutang ta diri sa X component for you to be able to substitute to the value in solving for initial horizontal velocity. So let's proceed for the equation. For the Y component, to get the time, still we follow the same formula. First formula sa B component, square root of 2 times D of Y over A of Y. So, let's substitute the value. Square root of 2 times the value of the D of Y, or the 22 meters, divided by the value of acceleration due to gravity, which is 9.8 meters per second squared. So, let's resolve, Anay. These two digits here, we have to multiply this first before dividing the digits. So, 2 times 22, that's 44. Am I right? So, hindi ko na pag-isolve ha. Understood na yan. 2 times 22 is 44 eh. So, since you already have 44 meters, let's divide it with the acceleration due to gravity, which is 9.8. That gives us square root of 4.49, 489, and so on and so forth. Okay, cancel out ang 2 ka meters because it is the same unit, and one is numerator and the other is denominator. So, we are left with these values and S squared. So, to get its S squared or square root, we simply click this button in your calculator. So, it gives us 2.12. Mahimo na siya 12 because the next number to 11 is 8. And from 5 to 8, you simply add 1 from the 2 digits. So, 11 plus 1, that becomes 12. So, 2.12. Now, that gives us the value for our time, 2.12 seconds alone. So, ang S squared, the square root of S squared is S. So, that's why, that's the unit for time. So, we now substitute that here for our X component. Therefore, the time required for the soccer ball to fall to the ground is 2.12 seconds. We have answered the first question. For the second question, let us proceed to the formula to get the VIX. And ano ang formula to get the VIX? So, going back for the horizontal position, simply follow this formula. Divide the range from the time. Sige. Let's divide the range from the time. Okay. This is the formula. The range here is 35 meters divided by the time, which is 2.12 seconds. That gives us 16.5 meter per second. So, the initial horizontal velocity of the soccer ball is 16.5 meters per second. So, I hope this is clear to everyone. For the last problem, a girl throws her jackstone ball horizontally on our window with a velocity of 30 meters per second. And if the window is 3 meters above the ground, That's the height. How far from the house will the ball land? So, although how far na ginahambal, kung balaan nyo naman kung how far, anong kalayuon, it talks about the distance. So, the distance from where the ball is initially until sa kung diin siya nagtugpa. So, from here to here, that's the d of x or the range. So, you have here the initial horizontal velocity, the given 30 meters per second. With these given, we find out the y component. So we have first the height or the 3 meters here above the ground. The constant acceleration due to gravity, 9.8 meters per second squared. And the constant initial vertical velocity, which is 0 meters per second. And of course, for you to be able to get the time later on, I mean the distance later on, you have to have the value for the time. So still, dapat kuhaon tagihapon si time para ma-solve ta how far the house from the house will the ball land. And for our x component, we have initial horizontal velocity given na siya, which is 30 meters per second. We solve for the range or the d of x because it asks us how far from the house will the ball land and the value for time. To solve for the y component, since we want to solve for the time, again, just simply copy this formula to get the time in y component, substituting the value 2 times the height, which is 3 meters, divided by 9.8, and that's 2.3 is 6 meters, divided by 9.8 meters per second square. If you see, ang aton nga square root nga symbol, wala ko na siya ginakakas, kay nga wala ta pamantayan nagakuha sang iyaya nga square root. Before we get the square root, dapat naka-whole number na ni. So, dapat i-resolve na siya. 6 divided by 9.8 is already these digits. So, okay na ni siya. Since you already have this value, you can immediately get its square root, and that is 0.78. Okay. So, our time is 0.78 seconds. Again, cancel si meter. And the square root for s squared is s, giving us the time. Therefore, the time required for the Jackson to fall to the ground is 0.38 seconds. Now, to solve for the horizontal component, to get the d of x, we simply follow this formula. This formula is seen sa aton nga formula sa x component. Initial horizontal velocity times the time. Substituting the value, 30 meters per second times the time, 0.78 seconds. Cancel out same units in numerator and denominator. We left the unit meter for distance or the range. So the final answer is 23.4 meters. So that gives us that the jackstone ball will land 23.4 meter away from the house. So I hope these 3 sample problems that I gave you will clear up your mind as to how to solve problems with regards to the horizontally launched projectile. So for you to strengthen your understanding about problem solving in horizontally launched projectile, I encourage you to try to answer the sample problems that I will be showing you in a while. So there will be 7 of them. You can try to solve for them and try to answer. Okay, once you already have your answer for all those seven problems, what you shall do is you can send a private message to me so that I could clear things out to you for you to able to solve that problem, or you can simply comment your answers on the chat box or on the comment section in the Google Classroom. So that is all for this afternoon. I hope that you understand the concept about horizontally launched projectile. Again, those projectiles have 2 motions, horizontal component and the y component. And For the y component, it is always affected by the force of gravity. Thus, it always has acceleration due to gravity that is constant, 9.8 meters per second. It also has zero initial vertical velocity because it comes from the top. It's not yet moving, and an object that is not moving simply has no velocity. So that is 0 meters per second. So I hope you learned something this afternoon, and that is all. Thank you. Enjoy learning, everyone.